Greetings and salutations. Oh wait, sorry. Mike was in the wrong place. I'm sorry. I apologize. Greetings and salutations, and this is TechRedon here, back with more Resident Evil Village. And I would restart the video just to fix that slip up, but you know what? That's a more entertaining start to the video than my normal intro anyway. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it, and I'm gonna pretend it was intentional. If anybody asks, that was intentional. That was all intentional. Nope, it wasn't an accident. That slip up was intentional. Yep, definitely meant to do that. Yep. Anyway, I'm not gonna drag that joke on too much longer. Greed, or I already did my intro. My bad. But anyway, we are moving on to further down in the factory. I actually, at the beginning of all these RE Village videos, I kind of lose track of where I am. Because, unlike RE2 Remake, it's a little harder to tell what point of the game you're in because there's a few areas that look similar. I know I'm in the factory, but I don't remember what part of the factory I'm in. Mainly because I don't remember this little cavern area in the factory. Wait, no, never mind. It's starting to piece together. After that enemy, it's starting to piece together. I think I remember where I am. Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely remember where I am. Bye, bitch. Got some chem fluid, gunpowder, chem fluid. Looks like they're telling us to make some ammo here, or at least that was the ammo recipe in RE7. I forget if that's the recipe here or if there's like a little difference. I think there's a little difference because I think you use scraps here instead of chem fluid, which makes a little more sense, to be honest. Using chem fluid for the ammo in RE7 was always like a really goofy thing to me. It really was. Here it seems like it's gunpowder and scraps, if I remember correctly. And then I think certain ammo adds different things onto it, but things that would make more sense than chem fluid. Well, certainly. I also like how in this game, the chem fluid doesn't count as an inventory item. It would have bugged me if it was like that in RE2 or RE3 remakes. It would have bothered me there if the gunpowder was treated that way. But here I actually like that the gunpowder and chem fluid and all that is not it doesn't take up inventory space because it actually fits the gameplay of this game really well. It wouldn't have fit the RE2 or 3 remakes very well, and I don't think it would have fit 7 very well. But given the way the inventory system works in this game, I think it makes sense. You know, because the inventory system here, and I've talked to someone about this before, but there's a lot less item management going on here. There's still some item management going on, like, obviously, first of all, I'm OCD, so I gotta have my inventory organized regardless of if it's necessary or not, which is why I have my guns the way I do, and then I have a knife sitting there in the mine, see all my most of my weapons are all in those first 4 rows right there. And, then I got other stuff below it. Like, I have it organized, obviously, but that's mainly for my OCD. I feel like I could have gone through this game. Once I got that inventory upgrade, which I actually believe, I'm almost certain I'm past the point I picked up that inventory upgrade, because the inventory looks a little bigger. But if I'm not, then forgive me for saying that. I think I am, though, because I remember getting the inventory upgrade before heading to Heisenberg's factory. I don't know if it was after leaving Moreau's area or after I conquered the stronghold, but it was during one of those 2 moments that I got it. and I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I got it in video or not, and I don't remember seeing myself purchase it. So either I got it out of video, or I cut it out, or I just don't remember. It's one of those three. But yeah, here you can see they use some assets from 7, like that the little cabinet over there. And I don't mind that. I actually don't mind them reusing assets across like RE7, RE8, the remakes for 2 and 3, because it kind of makes them feel like a more connected world, and they don't obsessively do it. I mean, yeah, in RE3 remake, almost all the assets are reused from RE2 remake, aside from the locations themselves. Hell, even some locations are reused, like RE3 remake reuses the RPD for a section of it, and it's an exact replica of the one from... It's actually an exact copy from the one from 2. It's just got some areas walled off, and some things are different. Some items are in different places, you know. So much so, like, the RPD in RE3 remake is so similar to the RPD in RE2 remake that I actually mistakenly, every time I replay RE2 remake now, I expect a certain thing to happen that only happens in RE3 when Carlos visits the RPD. I expect a certain thing to happen that don't happen, basically. And if you want to know what it is, it's that little liquor jump scare you get. Not necessarily a jump scare, but it's a little scary. You see liquor like climbing on the outside of a window, and like, you get a little noise when you visit the RPD and RE3 remake. And I forgot that's not in 2, so every time I come to that, I'm like, okay, they didn't give it here. But it makes sense because the liquors aren't introduced as quickly in RE2 as they are in 3. Because in 3, the liquors are introduced like 10 minutes into the RPD.
Another one?
Oh, hey, buddy. I hate these guys. I actually do. These guys are a pain. And I set 2 of them. It makes it worse. Luckily, I was smart and used my Magnum on that guy. Unfortunately, I was not smart and didn't realize I was out of Magnum ammo for a good second. So now we gotta deal with this guy a little longer. These enemies are really cool, though. Like, I can excuse this. It's a little ridiculous, but I can excuse it for the cool factor. Like, something like with me in RE is that I much prefer the survival horror aspect, and in a way, you would think when you think about the guys that the game's like going in an action direction, and you'd be kind of correct, because you have to do a little more shooting with these guys, and you have to do a little more like dodging and whatnot, and blocking and whatever. Like, you gotta do some things with these guys, obviously. But these guys do give you a feeling of horror. They really do. They're really good at it. I can tell you now, every time one of these big guys dropped in, specifically the enemy type I'm facing right now, it scared the shit out of me. Not because of the way they dropped in. They're not very scary the way they drop in. They kind of just like burst in. They're scary because of what they are. It's a very similar thing to why the Chimera and RE1 remakes scare me more. The Chimera and RE1 remake and the Lickers in the overall Resident Evil series scare me more than like the Hunters or the... Lisa Trevor scares me a lot too. That's another one from RE1 remake that scares me a lot. But the reason those 3 scare me a lot is the same reason why these big cyborg dudes scare me. Because they're creations. Really fucked up creations. Lisa Trevor, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I am going to be playing RE1 remake one of these days. I think I'm planning to do it for Ronan Games Season 3 unless I get RE4 remake. If I get RE4 remake sometime next year, I'll be playing that next, and then I'll play RE1 remake. But RE1 remake's at the top of my list unless I get RE4 remake at the moment. So yeah, we can't go up there yet, obviously. We gotta shoot these fucking things. Something I didn't realize going up, though, is that you have to shoot these things at a certain angle. Which is a little bit of a pain, but I can accept it because it takes a little bit of thinking, and my favorite part of RE games is... I've said this, I've actually thought about this really, really hard before, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of cutting here because I didn't realize there was a moment I... Just a little note there, this specific moment I paused, I was actually Googling what I need to do here. And I'm telling you that now because, a lot of points I pause in RE Let's Plays in particular, I'm not Googling stuff, I'm actually just taking a breather to, like, think about this a little bit. And I don't want, like, extra hours on my gameplay, or extra time on my gameplay from doing that. So that's why I pause a lot in this Let's Play and in my RE2 Remake Let's Play. But this specific moment... Also, I gotta point out, I wouldn't have been Googling stuff in the RE2 Remake Let's Play anyway, because I've played through that game before. This is my first run of RE Village, so like 2 or 3 times I've paused, I was Googling something. The rest were me taking a breather to think things through, because I don't like Googling the answers. I like figuring them out myself. But if they're like this, where it's not really something I'm in the mood to figure out at the moment, I'll Google it. But also another thing, there is a reason I would have paused for RE2 Remake. Actually, I actually have notes saved of the locker combinations in RE2. I do. I have notes saved of that because I play that RE game the most, and I like to get the locker loot as soon as possible, especially because one of them has an inventory upgrade in both scenarios. The other one, if I'm not mistaken, I think it has a handgun upgrade for Leon. I know because I'm currently, at the moment, I'm replaying RE2 Remake, and I'm doing it the opposite way around of what I usually do. I'm doing Leon A, Claire B, because I don't do that way much. And there's a very good reason I don't do that way much, because Leon's scenario is harder than Claire's in several areas. And I like going through Claire's first, because the difficulty level feels like it's raising to equal those areas in Leon's campaign by the time you get there. And if you don't know what I mean, like basically the second scenario, whoever you're playing as, you're gonna have a bit of a harder time in the second scenario because the way you start, the way enemies are placed, all that. You get a few more liquors in the second scenario. I know that for a fact. Because no, you don't get a few. You get like 2 more liquors in the second scenario, but you get 1 more liquor in Claire's scenario. Like, if you compare Leon A and Claire A, you get 1 more liquor. If you compare the B scenarios, you also get 1 more liquor. And the reason for this is because, there's a certain area in the RPD. For Claire, you get this area after you progress past Irons' office. Because you can go downstairs just outside his office, and it's down there. For Leon, you get this when you pick up the crane thingy. Because you can lift up the shutters. They lead right in front of Iron's office, and you can go downstairs. If you played RE2 Remake, or you've seen a Let's Play of it, or my Let's Play or anything, you know what I'm talking about. Down there, Leon always gets the Clover key, and Claire always gets the Heart key. Well, through the Clover door, the glass is already shattered. It's already shattered. There's no liquor to jump scare you. You don't have to kill the liquor either, because it's not there. And yeah, I'm not going to talk about this spot, because this was a cool thing to include, but this I'm not gonna lie. There are some parts of the factory where I'm like, okay, this is leaning a little much into the action. But there's a way. See, the thing is, I don't have a problem with action in RE games if it feels like it fits. And because of the way the factory has been so far, everything happening from this moment is going to be very action heavy, but it feels like it fits because of the area we're in. The factory is quite literally the most action heavy area in the game. It really is. Moreau's is just a chase sequence, a couple puzzles, you having to, like, it's just a chase sequence, a couple puzzles, and then a boss. The Dimitrescu Manor is basically them trying to recreate the magic of, and I can feel this too, it's them trying to recreate the magic of the RPD in 2 Remake. I can feel that it's that. Because the way it's designed, you gotta get 3 masks to get out. That's one. You have this big stalker enemy, like, stalk you throughout the whole place. Dimitrescu for Village and Mr. X for RE2 Remake. And there's just certain aspects to it, mainly. Like, the Dimitrescu Manor even has, like, an underground thing of its own. Like, you know how the RPD building has, like, the garage, like the car garage area below, and then it's got rooms connected to it. The Dimitrescu Manor has a few underground dungeon-like areas, so it kind of reminds me of that a bit, even though it's designed entirely different. They both got like an underground thing going on. Yeah, I know exactly where I'm at, by the way. I know exactly where I'm at. We're going place this video, that's all I'm saying.
She'll start her ceremony with your rose. If that happens...
But yeah, as I was saying, there's one more liquor in Claire's scenario, because when you go through the heart door, the liquor is actually on the side that the clover door opens.
I'll use rose.
Once you pick up I don't know if it's... I've never tested if it's triggered by you picking up a certain item, or by you making enough noise. Because I always run to the item. So I don't know if the liquor jumps through when you make enough noise, or if it jumps through when you grab the item. Because every time I play the game, I've just ran straight for the item. Even knowing the liquor's there, because that quite literally is the easiest liquor to avoid in the game. Even though it scares the shit out of you when it jumps through, it still scares me to this day. That's something I really love about RE2 Remake, and I kind of like it about Village too, because I feel like Village has a couple moments like that, where like, even after like a bunch of Let's Plays, or not Let's Plays, a bunch of playthroughs of it, I'll still be scared by certain things. I'm still going to be scared by the giant baby monster in Hell's Benevento, even though I hate the thing. I'm still going to be scared by those big cyborg guys you got to fight that I was talking about earlier in the video, that you literally saw me fighting while I was talking about them. I'm still going to be scared by the opening area when you have I forget where it is, but there's a moment in the opening area of the game after you leave the Winter's house and you wake up in the middle of like snow. There's an area where you hear something run through at top, and it does still scare me. But there's only a few moments that I know will continue to scare me. It's literally, I think, those 3 moments. Those 3 things. And with, oh yeah, we gotta go back in here. Oof. Boy, I'm not gonna like this. This is a very spooky moment, too, that also scared me on a repeat Let's Play, even knowing what's coming. Like, okay, we're not where I thought I was, actually, because I thought I was actually heading into the Heisenberg boss fight, but we're not there quite yet. We're gonna be there soon. I don't know if it's gonna be by... No, it's gonna be in the next video, because I'm looking at the time here. I know we're not fighting Heisenberg today. But yeah, this area is super spooky when you come back down to it, because the lights are all off. There's weird lighting in certain rooms. There's certain enemies like that one that kind of just come out of nowhere. Like, the factory is the most effective of scaring me. Like, I know I just said it's like the most heavy area of the game, but it's also the spookiest area of the game to me. Because the only part of House Benevento that scares me is the giant baby monster. None of the environmental scares, which, to be honest, there's only like 2 or 3 environmental scares and they're really small. Like, there's a hanging painting in Return to a Certain Room. I know that's one of them. But, yeah. The only thing that scares me in that area is the giant baby, and nothing in House Dimitrescu really scares me, per se. It feels like they try to recapture the magic of the RPD building by design only, because there's not much scary stuff going on there. The factory is my favorite area in the game, because it scares me the most. It makes me think the most. Like, I'm always at my most tactical here, in terms of how I play. That is very true, and is being pretty much proven in this video, that I am at my most tactical in RE Village when I'm at this point in the game. Even in New Game Plus, where you have weapons from the very beginning. You have all your weapons from the very beginning. Even in New Game Plus, I'm still my most tactical here. It has nothing to do with having all these weapons. It has to do with how the game's designed. It makes me think. It makes me scared, which makes me plan. See, because I'm not the kind of person... I'm the kind of person that wants to, like, plan around scary things rather than let it spook me to not doing anything. I prefer to do things that way. That's not always what happens when I get scared. But with horror games, that's the way I like doing things, because that's, to me, if there's a way I could solve a spooky situation in a horror game, I like it. Like with RE2 Remake, if Mr. X really scares you that much, and he does still scare me to this day, he just don't scare me enough for me to, like, knock him down, because I know he's only going to be down for like 30 seconds and he's getting back up. I do down Nemesis a lot whenever I play RE3 Remake, which I've only played RE3 Remake 3 times. It's probably my it's my 3rd least played RE game next to Zero and Code Veronica. Because I've played RE1 Remake 4 times, 2 of them complete playthroughs. The other 2 were back when I was first getting into the RE series and I really didn't like the fixed camera angles, so instead of like pushing through and getting used to it, I just kind of gave up my first 2 times. But my 3rd and 4th time were complete playthroughs. So I've played RE1 Remake 4 times. I've played RE Revelations, I believe, also 4 times. 2 on casual, 2 on normal. And I've played Revelations. Every time I played Revelations, it's on normal difficulty. But I've played... Oh, this guy. I think we gotta get him from the back. But I'm not dealing with him. I'm going on instead because this guy spooks me. Like I said, these enemies scare me. Even as we're speaking, you can probably hear it a little bit in my voice, but these guys spook me. Oh, fuck. I'm going to be forced to deal with this guy, aren't I? Yeah, I think I am. Oh, God. Boy, why can't you let me go through? Why can't you let me go through? There's another one of these guys back in the other room, so I don't want to go back in the other room. I'm waiting for him to come over here, because it's enough... Oh, jeez. There's enough space for me to sneak around them. Yeah, these guys spook me. They really do. I really meant that when I said that, but I am going to end off the video right about here. So, bye. See ya. I barely made it out.
Over.